The LONGBOX Crusade presents Fan Film Fridays. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Fan Film Friday. I am your host, Clinton Robinson. I'm down here chilling in the LBC basement, as per usual. Well, I say chilling. It's summertime, and I haven't managed to convince anybody to hook up a reliable AC down here. So I am stuck with some battery-powered desk fan that's missing part of a blade. Jared swears he got a great deal on it, though. Something about possibly changing his name to the dumpster diving artist if he keeps finding such neat stuff. I don't know. Anyway, due to the heat, I'm not expecting any guests to come popping in at the moment. So I'm going to do something incredibly novel and just go solo this time. So today's fan film is just labeled as Batgirl vs. Lady Shiva. Before I jump straight into talking about the film, though, I thought I might give you a little background on Lady Shiva. Everybody's at least a little familiar with Batgirl, more or less, so even if it's just by name. But Lady Shiva might be a little new to some of you. Lady Shiva is a DC Comics character created by Denny O'Neil and Rick Estrada. She first appeared in Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter No. 5 back in December of 1975. She is an assassin for hire and classified as one of the best martial artists in the DC universe. Over the years, she shifted over into the Batman family of characters, serving as both an antagonist and sometimes helpful, even if reluctant, ally. Eventually, Shiva is revealed to be the mother of Batgirl Cassandra Cain, though Cassandra doesn't actually appear in this film. Okay, so Batgirl vs. Lady Shiva was posted to YouTube in April of 2020 by Amber Ever Myers. This film was directed, filmed, and edited by Jed Carandang. Choreography was by Zeta Zong. The cast includes, as Batgirl, Amber Myers. As the random girl, Lindsay Miller. As the trafficker, Kevin Salinas. As Lady Shiva, Zeta Zong. And as Harley Quinn, Inasni V. It currently sports roughly 19,300 views. This film runs, well, just under 5 minutes, so not much time is required to watch it, folks. There is no trailer, and anything I might try to cobble together wouldn't really be worthwhile. It would probably be a lot of kicking and punching sounds. So instead, I'll tell you that this is the point where you can pause the episode, click the link in the show notes, and watch the film. Those 5 minutes will just fly by, folks, and then you can come back and join me on the other side. Okay, everybody back? Good. The film starts out with a young woman in a parking garage. A man attempts to kidnap her, hinting that he intends to traffic her. Batgirl Barbara Gordon steps from among the cars, stops the kidnapping, and saves the girl as the kidnapper runs away. Unfortunately for him, he rounds a corner and runs straight into Lady Shiva. Batgirl tells the girl to stay put and chases the kidnapper. She sees that Shiva has taken care of things in her own way. Shiva says that she's been paid $500,000 to put an end to these traffickers and walks away. Babs won't stand for Shiva killing wantonly and follows her into a warehouse. The two get into a physical altercation, with Batgirl eventually coming out on top, thanks to the help of the young lady who did not stay put. Although Batgirl certainly took her fair share of the beatdown. As Batgirl and the other girl walk away, Harley Quinn steps onto the scene. Turns out she and the Joker hired Shiva to clean up the trafficking situation in Gotham. Now she's telling Batgirl that she has 3 hours to help them, or else they will kill Commissioner Gordon and frame Batgirl for the deed. And that, in a nutshell, is Batgirl versus Lady Shiva. So what did I think of this? Well, overall, it's pretty decent. Definitely not one of the more stellar fan films I've covered on this show, but it is still far from the worst that the internet has to offer. And before any of you think I'm going to make fun of this, no way. These people put heart and effort into this. Any attempt at putting yourself out there is commendable. With that said, keep in mind too that I do have to critique this. So let's start off with the characterizations. The performances were pretty well done. Everyone stuck to their interpretation of the characters, but it's not like there's a huge amount they can really do in 5 minutes, especially when half of it is a fight scene. The costumes are... well, let's be honest. They're cosplay costumes. Yep, the exact ones that you might see walking around at your local con. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. They look accurate to the characters. They hold up very well during the fighting. But it's very clear that Shiva is just wearing a corset from Amazon and Batgirl is in lycra spandex. Does this detract from the reality? Yeah, a little. Does it hurt the film overall? No. Not really, no. I'm proud of their effort to keep things comic book accurate. It looks right. Just, it's not Hollywood quality, but this is a fan film. The story itself isn't bad either. Kudos for doing a human trafficking story. I'd honestly like to see that expanded. I mean, we could go further than 5 minutes with this, folks. Camera work is on par with other fan films of this quality, if not a little better. The audio does come in and out at times, though. But given the open areas where they filmed, I'd say they actually did a pretty good job, if not downright great, because, I mean, you try filming in a parking garage and see how well the audio comes out. Okay, so the major highlight of this is the fight scene, right? Right. The choreography is incredible. These two ladies must have practiced this fight dozens of times. I love the different attacks featured, the way they grappled, and especially the shot of Batgirl spitting up blood. I did not see that coming, and it made for a great effect. And they keep the blood on her mouth. It's bloodied. Her mouth is bloodied for the rest of the film. That is good continuity work there, folks. There's probably really not much more to say about it. I mean, being under 5 minutes and all. I've spent probably more time discussing this film than I did watching it. And that might be one of the best things I can say for it, honestly. I enjoyed it enough to ramble on here and sing its praises for more time than I spent watching it. So for any of you Batgirl or Lady Shiva enthusiasts, this is definitely worth your time. If you happen to just be a fan of fight choreography, I know a couple of brothers who seem interested in that sort of thing when it comes to action movies, Yeah, I'd say all you choreography buffs, definitely need to check this out. But Jared and Jason probably have more to say about all that aspect than I do. So yeah, that's Batgirl versus Lady Shiva. I've got no one down here with me, so I've got no bits to run through. So, just stuck as usual. So instead, I will play a promo and get to some listener feedback.
All right, our bags are packed and we got the snacks. It's time for the LONGBOX Crusade road trip to the LONGBOX Mobile crew.
Shotgun. Dang it.
Everyone buckled up. Here we go.
Well, now that the garage is empty, Gene will have more space to record episodes of LBC Irregulars, the indexing of the Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes TV series.
Oh no! Did anyone remember to leave Clinton some food down in the basement? He's gonna need it as he makes more episodes of Fan Film Fridays, his ongoing look at online fan films.
Why are you speaking in such a scripted manner, Dark Web? Anyway, you can relax. I asked Rick, or was it Jeff? Who can remember? I asked the attic guy to come down from time to time to check in on Clinton. You know, take some breaks from recording Monday Movie Muckabout, his movie review show.
Weasel Skull, did you give Rick the key to the basement?
Key.
Sounds like LBC headquarters is in good hands, Death Probe.
Right you are, Cristados. Oh, Pat, can we stop off at KB Toy Store? I'm going to pick up some Transformers and G.I. Joes. They remind me of Transformers Chronicles and G.I. Joe Chronicles. Our show's going through the Marvel run of Transformers comics and the Devil's Due run of Joe comics.
Well, while you guys are doing that, we can also stop by a Blockbuster video and get some tapes to watch for Action Film Face Off. That's the show where we discuss 2 action films and have them duke it out to see which one is the episode champion.
Is that VHS or beta?
Either one's fine.
We've got a lot of stops to make, but if we can, let's squeeze in the Walden books and score some comics for us to talk about on Crusader Chronicles, the show where we move chronologically through the Amazing Spider-Man comics and include a bonus issue from the same release date as the Spidey recovery.
I will definitely keep an eye out for our Walden books. It'll come in handy for the pure Longbox Crusade episodes, our time capsule show where we take a deep dive into a randomly selected comic and talk about news, music, and movies and ads that were popular when the books were released. I'll also be on the lookout for our electronic boutique, EB if you guys don't know the lingo back then, so we can get some more comic-related video games for us to discuss on Comics to Council Crusade.
Good thinking. If time permits, let's hit Circuit City. I need more positrons for our Pop Culture Posicast show, the one where we find all the good stuff in pop culture that others seem to poo-poo.
Positrons?
Shut up and go with it.
These old-timey, out-of-business store jokes doing anything for you folks? Well, if you like old-timey stuff, we also offer Saturday Matinee Theater, our look back at old TV shows, serials, and films that have kind of been forgotten.
I think that about covers it. We definitely want to be your road trip crew, folks.
Whether it's your commute to work or a road trip of your own, why not pass the time with us, your friends at the Longbox Crusade?
Once again, that's Longbox Crusade, available on all your finer podcatchers.
Good job, team. I'm getting hungry. Pat, stop at the next Kenny Rogers Roasters that you see.
Or Bennigan's.
Burger Chef!
Alrighty, folks. Thanks for sticking with me for the feedback portion. I really appreciate it. It's time to sing the praises of the folks who helped spread the word about the last episode and took the time to comment. So, for the record, last episode I had Sean Ross on here with me to discuss the fan film Sandman 24-Hour Diner. It got likes, shares, retweets, all the love from Rick Heineken, Jerry Green, Ivan Chudley, Tim Price, Cristados, Secret Wars and Beyond, 64-page special, Warlock Thanos podcast, Chris Lydon, Chris at BTO and Batbook, Mike Garvey, Derek William Crabb, Darren and Ruth Sutherland, and Aaron Head Moss. If I missed anybody, do please let me know, and I will correct it on a future episode. So, over on the Twitters, good old Gene Hendricks said, "Now that was a disturbing half hour." And I'm going to assume he was talking about the fan film, not the last episode. Sean spread the word of the last episode, saying, "Are you ready for the longest 24 hours of your life? The last 24 hours of your life? Join Clinton and me as we watch Sandman 24-Hour Diner. Warning, not for the faint of heart." Man, I just need to get Sean to write my episode blurbs. Rick Heineken, I assume it's Rick, anyway, from Unpacking the Power of Power Pack. It might have been Jeff, but I'm pretty sure it's Rick. Said, "I stopped this podcast and watched this. That is a hell of a thing." Indeed. Indeed. Simple Pending, for those of you who aren't aware, Simple Pending is a Power Girl blog. I believe it's blog, might be podcast. Anyway, Simple Pending says, "I stalled on this part of the audiobook because I really need to be in the right place to experience it." Yeah, exactly, Simple Pending. And man, I can just imagine it with the audiobook because your mind fills in all the details. Ooh, Laurel, aka Mountain Flower 1, says, I listened to the episode, but there is no way I'm watching that film. That Sandman issue itself was way too disturbing. Jerry Green from The Professor Frenzy Show says, great episode. Ah, well, I appreciate it, folks. Love, love, love that you all wrote in and took time to spread the word about the show. Oh, so I guess that brings us to the end of another episode, and this may be the shortest one yet, but doesn't mean it's not showcasing a fan film that deserves a little love, folks. Just putting it out there, if anybody has any interest in being on this show, shoot me a DM, comment under this show heading, anything. Find me on Twitter at Fridays_fan, and believe me, we'll find a fan film somewhere that we can talk about. I'm sure you've got an interest and somebody else has got a fan film, and I've got the place for us to discuss it. So, yeah, if you're interested in being on the show, do let me know, folks. Quick shout out to all the Crusader Club members who help make these shows possible. Really appreciate it. And thank you again, listeners, for just showing the show some love. That's a lot of S's. So, yeah. This is where I ramble on until I don't ramble anymore. Okay, no, I'm seriously. This a little loopy there, I guess. Anyway, thank you folks so much for joining in. And I will see you, talk to you. I'll be here. So I just hope you join me again for another Fan Film Friday.
Today you can take your telephone, your cell phone. You can make a movie on that. And if it's a really cool movie that's funny and it's dramatic or whatever, you can post it on YouTube.
If you want to make films and you want to tell stories, you can do it.
After all art is experience.
But if you're obsessed with film and you love to tell stories and you love working in that medium, then that'll give you the strength to do